Thought he was taking his girls in, but he stops right here. I mean, they're all part of them are in. Only thing out here is what you see. Not even half of them. And I'm playing leapfrog. Come up here and get to the last pass. Looking out here out the window last night with Becky, and I told her, I said, you sure can't tell where that last pass was supposed to be, can you? It's green over there. It's green over there. Yeah, not quite as green in the middle. Get that pass done today. And then tomorrow, kick them out of there. They'll think they've gone to heaven when they come into this little piece. I mean, not that there's a lot of growth. We didn't put too much water on this, but there's more down here at the bottom. Let them clean this one up. And I think I'm going to figure it for 2 passes in that piece. Then we'll run the pipe out and get into this other piece, because even though there's so much tall, dry crap out there, that's not what they're eating. They're eating all the green leafy stuff underneath. Try to keep it growing, because we haven't watered anywhere those heifers are yet. And we haven't put another bale out for them yet either. And probably should do that maybe today. I think I'm going to go get one field started anyway this morning, cutting. And when Ty gets here and finishes up what she's got to do in the mornings, probably have her come and cut. She can do what I figure I'm going to do too, but I just do it quicker and get it done before it gets too hot. Where the steer's bale is, behind the tree. They kick so much out, and it gets in the way, then it gets up into the fence. That needs to get cleaned out. Get a bale in for them. And the feed barn's empty. I think it's only got any hay left in there. There's just a little tiny bit, not enough to worry about. And the manure hasn't been scraped out of there, and I can't even tell you when. I mean, usually middle of June is the last time it gets done, and it was probably the beginning of May. So, and I don't know if we're going to be able to run a little traveler down there with, well, I know we can with the big one up there, but we do got to make a pass along the creek to even up the water there. Anyway, let's prog my way up. And yeah, I take the bike because it's easier to get through the gates, believe it or not. And it's a whole lot quicker to come all the way around and get to the pump. We used to be able to cross over there. Used to be part of the stump's still there, but the root wad went almost clear across the creek. You only had to jump like 3 feet. But, it finally rotted away. And Bam's just going to be a stubborn bastard and stand up there all day. Yeah, that took a little bit, but I'm not going to fight him up here. I got to open 2 gates into 2 different fields. All of them standing right there. I'm just going to run them in. And yeah, it gets pretty dusty because they've been up and down this lane quite a bit. And, the only water on it has been irrigation water. It just doesn't go in the same as rainwater to settle the dust. I mean, it'll settle it, but it's just not the same. It doesn't last as long. Here, the hot rods are out on their motorcycles this morning. Hearing them like about a mile away. I don't want to push them too much. They run on their own. But I do want to make sure they all get up there, because I'm going to lock them in and not worry about it. It just makes my life easier. Should have done it to begin with. But I didn't. And the yearlings, only 2 I didn't see earlier, they're all kind of scattered out now. They were mostly over in there. The two are probably laying up there in the barn.
I have a little friend. Give you an idea. My finger is not very far away from him. He would fit on my pinky fingernail. The last 3 times I've hooked up to this one, he's been here. So I watch for him. Just a little bitty bugger. Get the hose stretched out, make sure I'm in the right place. I gotta get close to that fence, that's all I know. Yeah, second try. There's still some air coming back out over there. Hose, where it hits the ground, had a little kink in it when I came up and gave it a little nudge to straighten it out. That was the wrong thing to do. It uncoupled off the traveler and, well, the puddle goes clear up underneath the tractor, and I don't know how far down there it goes now. So, go down, shut the pump off, and start over. I was kind of thinking we'd have the turbine running a little faster. That mark, if you can see it or not, and this, used to line those up. That was the original. And then this year things were weird and we had to speed it up to there. And that's one reason I did my pulley work. And that ain't running real true. I don't know why. I don't know, I think it's the shaft. I didn't think it was bent, but obviously it must be. But at any rate, now to get the speed we want, we're actually slowed down here, but that gives it a lot more power. So I don't think it's going to stop. Better not anyway. And that worked out quite nicely. I pulled it out at the normal speed instead of crawling out. I do still want to get, and this is a shitty place to put it, I don't know why the hell they put it here, because if you got to do any work, you got to take this panel off. I do want to get the tack for it. That is why there's a chain sprocket right there. Just like on the baler, the sensor goes here to, but it's a speed sensor. And that was all shot. I mean, a little battery operated. But like I said, this is the bad place to put it, because anything you got to do, you got to take that thing off. I would rather see it, mounted right here. Wouldn't take much to do that either. And it'd be more protected. I mean, any leaky, no matter what it's coming from, is going to get that wet. So anyway, now that I have literally spent over an hour and a half to do a 20-minute job, we get something done. But hey, at least my Friday isn't quite the Monday that Piper Doug's had. I don't know if it was yesterday or today. May have been yesterday. Any of you that watch his videos know he picked up a John Deere tractor. Well, I'm going to say with about 120% certainty there'll be a video about that pretty soon he's going to put out. So pictures he sent me, you're going to want to watch the video. If he doesn't put the video out, well, get on his ass and tell him to put one out about it. He just had definitely a Monday. Like 50 of them all at once. Anyway, things to do. Good morning, Blakely. Look at that. Oh, she's a ham, isn't she? Hi, sweetheart. Yeah. She's here visiting again. She likes the ceiling fan.
It's a brand. Ouch! That was my face.
Headbutt grandma.
Ah. Alma doesn't like being headbutted. That was almost my twofers.
Brooke and Matt are, they're going to end up
Renting a house for
Maury and Ty, so they up there working on it, painting and that kind of thing. And there's no AC up there at the moment. They're going to end up with one of those to help that out. So she's been hiding out here in the air conditioning.
Oh, now she's gonna get fussy. Oh no, no fussing, no fussing. Remember. Look it. They're watching you. No fussing. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay, she's fussy. I gotta go.
Yep, you guessed her. Finally cut. It's going on 9 o'clock. It's gonna be 9 o'clock here in a little bit. Still quite a bit of green in this piece, which is nice. A lot of dental grass down here now. Dental grass it makes good feed in this part of the country. The biggest issue I have is the tonnage isn't good. Actually, Daniel was there. Surprised they're still green underneath. Last time we planted this was been quite a few years ago. I think we put fescue in, and there ain't much of that left. There's a little bit. And right here is a bunch of gophers where there isn't any dental grass. And a lot of this where the dental grass is, there was gophers, in years past, so it's rough. But we noticed years ago, the one place that we used to farm, in 1954, the guy went to the extension office. And he says, hey, I bought this piece of ground. I want to run a couple steers on it. What should I plant? And they gave him a part of a grocery bag full of seed. Never told him what it was. Just say, here, get that ground worked up really good. Spread this out there, and it'll be really good feed. Yeah, that's what it was. 40, 50 years of equipment moving across different ground. You do shuffle some seeds around. I still don't know how we ended up with it. Most of the places we have it, because that place, the old guy planted that stuff, that was the very last thing we did every year. Everything got cleaned up good, but this right through here is all dental grass, and gophers don't like it. That's one nice thing about it. They'll go, if there's a spot where there isn't any, they'll have that all chewed up. And this hill up here, soil's a bit thin. Most good grasses won't stay in it for more than a few years. Ends up being a bunch of crappy annuals, and it always dries up. Best thing we ever did here was we really put the manure on this hill. But, I'm like a couple miles from the farm, so that tends to be a pain. And we're sneaking through here where we weren't going to cut. Still got a bunch I'm not cutting. And hopefully I don't find anything the hard way. There was only a couple of those branches sticking up, and I kind of remember about where they were. Maybe going slow. Hopefully I don't catch them right. Maybe somebody came in and cleaned them up, because we talked to the loggers up there by the Red Barn, and they're the ones that did this job, and they said, yeah, the lady's son was going to clean that up. They didn't want to pay them to do it. Would have been nice if they'd have just taken all their piles and shoved them back behind me off the field, but, that would have cost money, and the landowner wasn't going to pay that, I guess. And hopefully we had enough rain that the pile of dirt and rock that was over in here somewhere, that melted down enough. But I haven't found it yet. Anyway, there's 4 minutes of your day. Kicker in the ass will go faster, but I got spots like this that it won't cut very good if I do. It'll cut fine, it'll just miss more. That, obviously, it's such a smooth field, like everything. I have some friends. $3 from
looks like going to be a fork, and looks like a 3-point, and another 3-point. Little one might going to be a 4-point. I was going to try to get that quicker for you, but I couldn't get my camera up quick enough. Didn't want to load. I've been watching for deer out here because there's been plenty of bed spots in here. Mainly right over there on down, and there's still a few out here. So, there we go. Hopefully you got to see those good. And yeah, still going. And still dusty. A little bit of smut back in here. And a little spot of smut up on the hill on the first couple rounds. Other than that, I'm kind of surprised. It looks more like mole hills in here than gopher this year, which is interesting. And yeah, this whole flat is like this, and you can see it in the cut because the mower is just bouncing up and down. I don't know how much water is set on here this winter because it's not like you can see this from the road anyway. But I would imagine it had some water on it for a little bit, and that just collapses any tunnel underneath, usually. And that's kind of what it looks like. So, anyway, then I did find me a big chunk of branch sticking up about the size of my leg. So I had to cut around it. Ran some little tiny ones through the mower near it. I think should be just about past everything they did. Haven't found any of them clumps of mud and rock yet. Keyword yet. Talk about an unproductive day. I finished that last piece, and Ty was to the point she needed some help feeding the steers, feeding Dino's group. Kind of a two-person job, at least it's best with two, so you're not chasing critters somewhere. And it was almost lunchtime, so she come down and opened the gate into this place for me. I got here, not too far behind her. Went and took care of that stuff, had some lunch. And after lunch, she brought me back down here. She didn't even make it halfway back, and I'd already stopped, I think, 5 or 6 times. She doesn't know this yet. Frickin' tansy. Pretty yellow flower right there. Yeah, I'll stop on the next round and pick that one. Bunch of Canadian thistle in here, and that doesn't bother me. I mean, is it good to have it in here? No, not really. Is it bad in the feed? Not really. Cows will eat it. But the bad thing is, the landowner has it growing there too. He lives in town. His son was living here last year, and last October had a little fire started on their deck or something, and went up the front of the house and into the attic. So they plan to rebuild, but they haven't got anything started yet. Anyway, so getting that little piece done took longer than it should have took to cut both of these because of the freaking tansy. And I got into this piece, and this cuts along the neighbors, so I stopped 10 freaking times. And it's not like I was pulling 1 or 2 clamps at a time. And I'm going real easy through here because the first time through, I think I heard a little belt noise. But it might have been the PTO clutch, I don't know. That canary grass gets pretty freaking heavy. I've been twice though, today, or 3 times today. I've got back in the tractor and gone to move, and my PTO wasn't all the way forward. I didn't catch that the last time I pulled tansy, which is right back there. You can see a bunch of flattened out in the outside. Yeah, because I didn't realize it wasn't running.
So, anyway, that's what's happening. And while at lunch, I got to talk to my mother. She actually called to talk to Becky, but she put it on speaker and we all talked. The place we farm farther, well, it's down that direction, where we complained about there's crap in the field and like druggies, and they got the little motor home there for a cat house, and it just freaking reeks of cat urine or drugs, whatever. Anyway, the guy that owns that, his brother lives across the road from him. They haven't spoken in like 20 years. The brother called mom to say, hey, my brother's not doing good. He's on hospice. My niece got a hold of me, helping her try to get things taken care of. I mean, luckily the niece, the guy that owns the property we farm, his daughter, luckily she is, since her mother left her father, got out of the mess they had there, has become an attorney. So she's got a little bit of clue to be able to legally get some things taken care of. Because apparently he's behind on the house payment. I'm not sure how that happens. Because he used to run an excavation company and did very well. But I'm going to skip that one for now. So he said it's just skip having to pull that tansy. I just cut across the corner and straighten that out. Anyway. His brother called and said, yeah, not doing well, and the gal who had been contacting us on the gentleman's behalf, the caretakers he has now are trying to get her thrown in jail for the crap she was pulling, because it kind of sounds like maybe she emptied his bank accounts, that kind of thing. I mean, the guy's still got, there's 2 excavators, actually 3 excavators, because there's a mini, and a dozer and dump truck and equipment trailer are all still there. I've kind of wondered why he hasn't done anything with them. But once again, we haven't been able to contact him for a few years, because I guess the gal that had contacted us made it so our numbers were blocked on his phone. So anyway, my plan was maybe to get over to that place today, but that ain't gonna happen. I'm gonna be doing good to get done here without passing out. 90-some degrees out there, and I've been out pulling tansy, but now I'm just rattling on. If I get done here, it's gonna be a really good time to go home, see what Ty's got done. Because I mean, next place I was going to go to is going to be 2 or 3 hours. It's too warm in this thing for that anyway. But okay, I'll ramble. If you stuck around this far, you heard it. This might be the end of the video. So if so, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to my ramble and a couple little stories. And hope you had a good Friday. Hope everybody has a great weekend.
Shit, I timed it right, so I just got these 3 bales in after cleaning the feed barn and where Tahoe, Buffalo, and I call her Grandma basically because she's Tahoe's grandma are. And all those bitches just decided to come in for water. I got fucking lucked out big time. I was hoping that they weren't going to come in for a while, so that worked out perfectly.